It's time once again for your update from the city of New Hope. Time to chat with the mayor, Kathi Hemken, to find out what's new in the city. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Thanks, Dave. Just fine. Wasn't it a great weekend? We even got a little rain.
Yeah, it was fantastic. A mix of everything and some great news later on about the swimming at the pool. Things are going great there because of the nice weather and also at the golf course. We'll get to those in a minute, but we have a new person in town who is a very important person to the ongoing work of city government. Tell us about the new person in the city of New Hope.
Well, we got a new city manager. His name is Reese Berthoff. I'll have a little trouble pronouncing that name for a while. And he started today on the 12th of June. So we're looking forward to having him around for a whole long time. I think everybody will just really like him.
Welcome to Reese. Hopefully we can have him on one of these updates in the coming weeks here to introduce him to you as well. Let's talk about the Rave Awards. We've been mentioning now is the time to nominate others or maybe even yourself.
What is the Rave Award is given every year to people who spend a little extra time and resources to fix up their homes either on the inside or the outside. So people have until the 21st of July to submit an application or to submit somebody for this award. You can submit yourself or you can do the neighbor, whatever. We just want to recognize the people who spend that extra time and energy to fix up their homes.
More information about that program on the city's website, newhopemn.gov. Let's move ahead to scattered site housing, a few properties to update people on. If you've been by the corner of 42nd and Boone, you see some dirt coming out of the ground. What's happening there, Mayor?
Well, the excavation is going on. They're putting in a house there, of course, and they should be pouring the cement probably this week or next. So you'll see a little more activity going on. The whole plan was to build that first house, the south house, first. And once that's built, then they'll start on the north house on that lot. So lots of activity on Boone and 42nd there.
You bet. All right. One other update to pass along is 4965 Winnetka Avenue, a house that the city has been working with. What's the latest update there?
So we're buying that house. We're going to close on the 30th of June. But if you've driven by, the grass is about 3 feet tall. We're going to probably have one of our folks will go out and mow that, or our contractor, because it does has to be mowed. And right now, the owner, even though they still own it, doesn't have a lot of interest in doing that. Probably doesn't have the equipment anymore because the house is pretty much cleared out. So that will get mowed. It's just it takes a while to get a contractor out there.
Let's move ahead to the business networking group, putting together New Hope and Crystal businesses. A recent meeting happened last week, and I understand very well attended.
It was 23 people attended that. We got a little program from the regional, not the council, the regional.
Minneapolis Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes, thank you very much. My head
Yeah.
just could blank on that. So she came in and talked to us about what the Chamber of Commerce can do for us and how we can join that and all that. So it was a good turnout. The next one is going to be the 7th of July, and that's going to be at Pocket Square at 3 o'clock, and that's pretty much just a social.
All right, and we should mention there's another opportunity to have fun with that group in September. That's their annual golf event at that beautiful course that's right behind you. Tell us about that event.
Well, that'll be the 26th annual, and it's on September 22nd. It's pretty reasonable to play. I believe it's $20, and that includes dinner and the golf, and a lot of networking going on there. So if you want to sponsor a hole, you could do that. If you just want to play golf, you could do that. If you just want to come for dinner, you can do that too. So the 22nd of September.
All right,
there'll be more on that.
Very good. Yeah, we'll keep people updated about that. Let's talk some numbers here for those that like numbers. We've got information about building permits and inspections. Another impressive month.
It is. This is not a big department. And last month they had 396 inspections or permits issued, about half and half. About half were code enforcements and the other half were permits issued. But these guys are just busy all the time.
Here's another busy group, the police department in the city. And I know you were involved in a few of these activities as that community engagement continues on. First, Meals on Wheels, still delivery of meals happens.
They delivered that, and they're always well accepted when they bring them to the door. Also, Officer Callio and the chief and I went to a graduation of kindergartners.
Oh.
And I have to read the name, Excula Exitos. It's the school right on Boone in about, I don't know, 40th, 46, something like that. So these little kindergartners, there were 30 of them graduating. It was mass pandemonium, but really fun. It's just another way of the police officers and I getting out into the community.
And then one other way was Coffee with the Cop. Where did that happen and when?
We went to Anthony James, so it was Officer Callio and our community police partnership liaison was there with me. And we just talked to people, have coffee, and mostly socialize. And I just want to remind people, if you'd like the Coffee with the Cop to come out to your neighborhood, either to a sitting by the garage or an apartment complex, all you have to do is call the police department and they'll be there.
Excellent. Great opportunity. Let's move ahead to Public Works. This is a busy department as well as we head into summertime. First is water mains. What is happening with some work on water mains?
So they're replacing a lot of the water mains, and when they do that, they have to run temporary water. It looks like it's coming through a garden hose, but it isn't. It's the same water that you're getting out of your faucet. So they just have to do that so they continue to have water to the houses. So that's happening pretty much all over the city. They also installed a memorial bench at Hidden Park, and they're filling potholes whenever they know about them. So if you have a pothole that hasn't been filled, call Public Works and tell them the pothole's there and they'll come out and try to fill it. You know, we try to get all those potholes filled before they get any worse, and then we're doing that. And then one other thing, they put in a new drinking fountain at Northwood Park.
All right, nice to see. And here's a specific area where some of that water work is happening. Let's talk about the folks around 37th and Virginia. What's the update on that big project?
So those guys are getting new water main there too, and it's a kind of a mess at the moment. And they're getting the temporary water. They can go onto the website, onto our city website, and see how the project is coming. If you're living in the area, you think it's going on forever and it's never going to get done, but it does. They're also doing something on Yukon and 33rd Place. Again, they send out letters to the people so they know that it's coming and they explain what's happening. But if you want to look on the website, it'll give you a little more information.
All right, another project we've been following is the sanitary sewer lining. Where is that crew now and what are they up to?
Well, they're on 61st and West Broadway. Basically, what they do is they go in and they put like a hot dog. They put this lining into the sewer and it protects the pipe and they can get more use out of that pipe. And then when that's all done, staff looks at the televising of the sewer pipes just to make sure that there aren't any leaks, there aren't any tears, and everything's going fine with that.
All right, let's move up to 42nd Avenue. A lot happening there, obviously, with the bridge over 169, but more work coming ahead and good news that there's some planning meetings coming up. Give us the details of this project.
They tell me 42nd is just an absolute mess. And it is. There's lots of potholes, and that's a county road. So the good news is we're meeting with them at the end of this week. So it'll be the asphalt company and Hennepin County and us just to kind of scope out what the project consists of. Just because we're having the meeting this week doesn't mean that the road's going to get fixed, because at that meeting they'll draw out the plans, start working on what the cost is going to be, kind of get it scheduled. So it is going to happen. It's just not going to happen this week.
All right, and here is a specific website if you want to follow that particular project, newhopemn.gov/42ND 42nd Avenue Construction. So 42NDAVE Construction. You can find out more about that. All right, let's head to Park and Rec. A lot happening here at this time of the year. And we had something called Summer Bingo happening. This sounds fun, and there's more to come. Tell us more about that.
There is. So they had a summer bingo. It's free. It's 10 to 11, and it's at Civic Center Park. And actually, after you're done playing bingo, you can walk over to the food trucks on Friday. So there's going to be, the next one is the 7th of July from 10 to 11, and that's at the Civic Center Pavilion. And it's free, and they give out prizes, and different companies sponsor the bingo.
Fantastic. Sounds like great fun. Here's another fun event for the younger ones. It's the sports camp, and this is something we promote all throughout the summer as it's coming up. Give us more information about the sports camp and the sign-up times.
So there's tons of sports camps. If you look in your In Motion, that magazine that gets sent out to you, on page 19 to 22, you can just see all of the sports camps that are going on this summer. One of the things to remember, if you can't afford that, we have scholarships that will help pay for half of the camp. So do contact the Park and Rec Department, and they'll talk to you about the scholarship if you need that.
All right, and here's what that in motion looks like once again with the young mutters. We'll get to that in just a second, but look inside here for all the details about those sports camps coming up. Here's some neat pictures from the entertainment pavilion. We had some concerts going on recently and well attended as well.
It was just recently we had Mitchell Hall and the Tennessee Trio, and there were about 175 people there. They were so fun. People were singing along with them and clapping, and it was just a wonderful time. So these music in the parks happen pretty regularly. Again, you can go into your in motion or look at the list that you're going to print after this, and it'll tell you when those events will be.
Yeah, fun time to enjoy some music outside in the city. All right, to those people in the mud, how many turned out to be in the mud, Mayor?
Well, that was last weekend, and we had over 100 people.
That's
I really don't know if we had any adults. We did allow the adults to come from 11 to 12 and play in the mud if they wanted to, but I don't know if we had any. But I know we had 100 kids playing, and that was just jolly fun.
All right, let's go to summer baseball. It's time to get those teams going once again. Tell us about the work Park and Rec is doing around this.
So they're busily getting those baseball teams set up, and then they have to get the materials for the coaches and the umpires to them, and they have some training for that. So that's all going on, and that league should start pretty soon now.
Park and Rec also involved in maybe not as fun, but something just as important. It's the planting of trees and work with the emerald ash borer. What can you tell us about that progress and some new trees that are around?
Well, last week we planted 100 trees on the boulevard and in the park, wherever we need to plant them. There's an awful lot of trees. This is a very, very expensive project for the city. We have no choice. These trees are dying. We're trying to treat some of them, but has not been very successful in the treating of them. So these trees are coming down, and we've also got a crew that's out watering these trees. So we're going to be able to save them if you can.
And you mentioned the cost. So let's talk about ways you're maybe looking to defer some of that cost through some grants. Who is the partner that's helping you out?
Well, there's a grant called the 2023 Healthy Tree Canopy, and that comes out of Hennepin County. And we will get a grant from them to help us with the boulevard replacement expenses.
All right, a lot of work happening in the parks as the summer weather is nice, and one is Hidden Valley Park. You mentioned the bench earlier. What else is going on at Hidden Valley to help that park stay up to date?
Well, they installed that bench, but then at Holiday Park, they put in a free little library. Actually, the city didn't do that. A resident did that. So if you want to go to Little Acre Park, or I'm sorry, to Liberty Park, and see the free little library, put a book in there or take one out, you're welcome to do that.
Sounds like fun. All right, let's head to the golf course again. We mentioned that tournament coming up in September, but there's a lot going on right now. Another massive weekend at the golf course, I understand.
They had a big tournament on Saturday and another one on Sunday. So 2 tournaments going on. While this is all going on, they had graduation parties on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So at one point with the tournament on Sunday, the people in the tournament were eating their lunch on the front part while the graduation party is going on the back part. So it's been very, very busy at the golf course this weekend.
Sounds like great fun. Let's move over to the ice arena. Just one quick update here. That South Rink, Mayor, getting so close to be ready for skating.
They told me it was just about ready, but they actually opened on Sunday.
Okay.
So they've got some teams coming in on that South Rink this week, and they'll be up and running very, very busily, quickly.
That's good to see. All right, we mentioned a little bit about the nice weather being perfect for swimming, and here's the proof of it, Mayor. How did the aquatic park do?
Oh, that opening day, 2,700 people.
Wow.
It was the highest revenue we've had on a Sunday yet. So really, really busy. Of course, the gorgeous weather helped. And we're still selling season passes if you want one. Now, they started something new this year called Tot Time. And that's where the little ones from 0 to 5 can come in at 9:45 to 10:45 in the morning, but they're only coming in a few days or one day every now and then. So look in your in motion. It'll tell you the days that this Tot Time is. So also what's happening there is the water walkers are there in the morning, and so are the lap swimmers, the adults that are doing lap swimming. So we have a lot of use of the pool before the pool actually opens to the public. And we have to do that because the people that are doing lap swimming really want the whole pool to do that.
Mhm.
And, when it's open to the public, there's kids playing, and
Right.
so that's why we have them in at a different time than we open it for the public.
One other note about the aquatic park is we had talked quite a bit about lifeguards over the past couple months as the season was coming. And again, more information here about lifeguards, and again, another partner coming to the table to help out.
Hennepin County has a youth sports grant program, and this one is specifically for lifeguards. And so we were granted that $6,800 a year for 3 years. And it's basically for lifeguard training and equipment that we'll need for them. There's such a shortage of lifeguards, and it's expensive for those lifeguards to get training, and this will help a little bit with that.
One final item in Park and Rec to talk about, and this is fun throughout the year. It's the family activity packs, and some of them, Mayor, are for free. Give us again more information about how residents can get involved.
Well, there's two that are for free. One's a backyard games, and the other one's a summer sports. The summer sports pack is mostly balls like basketballs, footballs, and a frisbee. And you can rent those or actually borrow them for 3 weeks for free. They also have two other packs that cost $15 to buy, and that's a craft pack, all kinds of stuff to do a craft in the summertime or to do anytime. And then there's a sports pack, and that one's got the more sophisticated stuff like the pickleball rackets and tennis rackets and things that you would just a little more expensive equipment. But you can check those out and just keep them for 3 weeks and bring them back.
Sounds like great fun. All right. The website, once again, to find out more about those packs, newhopemn.gov. Let's go ahead to human resources. A few updates to pass along here. First, the Office Specialist in Community Development. What's the update on that position?
We hired a person. She will start on the 10th of July. So we're looking forward to seeing her. And then our utility and billing specialist, we had to go externally to put the application out there. We got 47 applicants. So that's going to take us a while to score those, and then they'll call them and start doing interviewing on them before we get that person hired.
We have mentioned the city's website a few times, and there was a nice article there about Food Truck Friday. So Mayor, again, tempt us here. What's coming up for Food Truck Fridays? Why is this such a great gathering?
Well, from 11 to 2 every Friday at City Hall, they bring in 3 different food trucks, and you can just go and get some food and then walk over the pavilion and eat it in the shade, or if you want to eat it in the sun, you can do that too. But it's really been a very popular event, and everybody seems to like it.
All right, stop by on a Friday and see if you can join in on some of the fun. And again, maybe some of that bingo one of the Fridays you come. Final note we wanted to pass along today is the loss of a great figure in the city of New Hope. Give us a little more information about this sad news.
Juanita Hoff, who has been in the city forever, she was a home economics teacher and a special ed teacher, has passed away. Her husband, Andy Hoff, is on the city council with me. The funeral for Juanita is going to be the 24th of this month, and there's an obituary in the Star and Tribune. I can't even start to tell you about the wonderful things that Juanita did. She would interview mayors and other council members just to find out what's going on in the cities, and those would be televised. And she was always up on everything. And to get interviewed by Juanita was really special. She kind of helped you along, so you got all the answers right. And she would go over the interview list that we send to her. She'd go over that and she'd rearrange it so that it fit better. And she was just a delight to talk to. Sometimes we actually had to cut it short because the hour we had would go into 2 hours.
Yeah, she was a treasure here at CCX Media. We will miss her in our hallways here and coming in to record those programs. And I'm sure lots of officials through all 9 cities of the Northwest area will indeed miss her. Mayor, thanks once again for the update. Really appreciate your time today. And as the mayor mentioned, a lot happening in the city. We've got a calendar of events coming up for here to watch. newhopemn.gov, the city's website, if you want to find out and stay in touch with what is going on. Thanks again, Mayor, for your time today. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Dave. See you then. Bye-bye.
Learn more about the connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.